Hello, this is Maria, and today I want to present the findings of my research into the iconic E1027 table by Eileen Gray. Eileen Gray was born into an aristocratic Scottish-Irish family, a wealthy mother, and an artistic father. She moves to Paris in 1906, where she learns the Japanese traditional art of lacquer. She becomes one of the greatest lacquer artists of all time and a big influence to Art Deco. In the early 1920s, she turns her back to luxury and becomes more interested in designing for the general public. In particular, starts to be interested in how mass production can improve the life of the common man and woman. She becomes a self-taught architect and founds a magazine with architect Badovici, travels to Holland and Germany to see the buildings firsthand and becomes familiar with the work of Miles van der Rohe, Gropius, and many others. In 1925, she designs the E1027 table made of a tubular steel frame and a glass top, and with an adjustable height, and this is one of the design icons of the 20th century. Looking at what influenced this iconic design from the historic and social context point of view, after the World War II, there is a break in tradition and formal living. Homes become smaller, spaces, in particular furniture, have to work harder for families. Simplicity and multipurpose becomes key, and the E1027 delivers just that, a shape that adapts to wrap around your legs and furniture, adjustable heights, and can be used for different purposes inside and outside the home, taking very little space. Between the end of the World War I and the early 1920s, architecture and furniture design was changing from the ornamentation and craftsmanship of the Art Nouveau and Art Deco to the minimalism and industrial aesthetics of the International Style movement in architecture and the functionality of everyday furniture of the Bauhaus movements. Eileen Gray becomes a self-taught architect, and her interest turns to designing for the general public rather than the wealthy. She wanted to create interiors that tailor to the needs of the people who live there rather than a space to look at. Her ambition was to create an unity between the building and the furnishings, working together as one. You can see this in her table, a very simple but very effective design. Every inch of the table serves a function, avoiding any type of ornamentation or extra materials. A table that integrates perfectly in the home with a number of functions. During the World War I, stainless steel starts to being used for medical instruments. With the shortage of materials after the war and the increase of mechanization and mass production, the Bauhaus movement in particular starts experimenting with new techniques and materials such as tubular steel, which is resilient and can be produced at low cost. This innovation breakthrough is used by Eileen to design a height-adjustable portable table, taking the use of tubular steel in furniture design to a new level. Lastly, I think her relationships influenced the design greatly. Meeting Badovici, with whom she had a personal and professional relationship, exposed her to architecture and the movements that were influencing design towards the modernism at that time. She also designed for the needs of her sister that wanted a table to have breakfast in bed, but she went beyond designing a light table so it could be moved around the home in a camping-like style. In summary, I think the E1027 table represents the best of exceptional design. It's multifunctional, a table that adapts itself to different uses and heights, making the most out of the two materials used, glass and tubular steel. It's user-centric and designed with a purpose to fulfill the needs of those who want to have a table wrapped around them or around other furniture. It's light. The use of tubular stainless steel make it a portable table that can be used in different spaces, indoors or outdoors, at different times. It's seamless design, perfectly connecting the glass top and the base with the sleek base, allowing for the height to be adjusted in perfect harmony. I do really admire the skill and functionality behind this design. It's really exceptional. My only critique will be that it does feel very cold due to the amount of stainless steel used. And I do not think a lot of the homeowners would choose this design nowadays, no matter how functional it is, as people prefer a warmer feeling in their homes and the use of natural materials. There's also a topic of the appeal to the masses. At €800 the piece, it is definitely not something everyone can afford nowadays. Thank you.